Hey there again, folks. Welcome back to my Let's Play of Remember11, The Age of Infinity. And let's just get back to it. Uni's acting a bit strange, so let's see if we can find out what's up with them. This is a new angle, isn't it? When I go up, I see Yomogi sitting in a chair doing knife maintenance. That's a good maintenance to do. I mean, personally, like fork maintenance and personally, my favorite is pizza cutter maintenance. You know, just sharpening the pizza cutter. But knife maintenance is good. You know, if your pizza cutter fails, you can always go to a knife. Actually, I've been having trouble with pizza cutters lately. My pizza cutter broke about 2 months ago, and then I bought a new one, and that one broke. And now I'm on another one. They're just not the same. They just don't cut it as good. Literally, they don't cut it. They don't make the cut properly. And I'm saddened by that. Let's move on. Because that is sincere, heartful type problems. Lack of pizza cutter. Oops. I don't know why it does that. It'll pass it forward even if I don't click on it. Oh my gosh, we get 2 pages for this. As the knife is used, it will gradually grow dull over time. To maintain an optimum level of sharpness, daily care is essential. I feel like this is some sort of instructional video or something. The most basic form of a daily maintenance is to polish the knife blade after each use. Water is very bad for knives and gremlins. Most modern knives are made from stainless steel, which is resistant to rust. However, this does not mean that they are rust-proof. Therefore, they should be dried off quickly. Whoosh, quickly. After every use. Into contact with water. Yeah, same thing. To return a dull knife to its sharpened state, different methods of honing and touch-up exist. Honing refers to sharpening a knife. Guess that makes sense. Honing your skills means sharpening your skills. And if you're sharpening a knife, sharpening it to kill, then you're sharpening your skill to kill. Yeah, I think that makes sense. Hopefully so. To touch up a knife means to improve its ability to cut. When a knife becomes dull, it's best to think about seeing to it right away. Don't leave it, though. Gotta deal with it right away. Was this part written by, like, some sort of company that sells knives or something? It's such a... I don't know, that seems like it's very, very in-depth for some strange reason. I mean... Neuron, a bundle of nerve cells composed of a cell body, an axon, and dendrites, receives and transmits stimuli. I mean, although it has, you know, about 3 different things about it, really didn't go into as much detail. You can go into a lot more detail about nerve and brain stuff than you can sharpening knives, but for some reason they went into that much detail. It just seems really strange. Wait, what is it? Freeze drying? I feel like they had maybe a sponsorship or something. Did this game have a sponsorship from like a mountaineering utensil company or something? They sell really sturdy utensils to mountain climbers. Please tell people more about this. We'll pay you like $50 if you'll include some terms about it, and maybe name a character. Maybe there's a Yomogi mountain climbing company over in Japan. That would be awesome. That'd be hilarious, actually. But anyway, he's wiping the blade of the knife with a cloth. Wondering what he was doing, I went to Yomogi's side.
お手入れですか？
ああ、さっきラジオを分解しようとして使っただろう。油がついたかもしれないからな。 使い終わったら汚れを拭き取る。ナイフにとっての常識だ。
Yomogi continued to carefully wipe the blade as he said
ナ
that.
イフってのはデリケートな代物なんだ。きちんと日頃から手入れしてあげないといざって時に役に立たなくなるからね。
After finished wiping, Yomogi started to carefully check the knife. It seemed it was perfect, he nods in satisfaction. And that's the thing of his. He really, enjoys knife collecting. For some reason, that's really been a thing. I know a lot of people, especially kind of in my, in the region I live in, like to collect, that sort of thing. I never cared to have a pocket knife. I don't know why. Well, probably because I'd probably stabbed myself by accident. I mean, I almost put my eyes out sometimes when I put my glasses on, and so carrying a knife around would probably, I probably wouldn't. There'd be that risk. I've used box cutters a lot at work, and I've only cut myself once, so probably wouldn't. I've cut myself a lot more on cardboard boxes than I have on knives and box cutters, though. They need to, I don't know. I probably wouldn't hurt myself too bad with carrying a knife around. I'm sure I wouldn't. Leaving the knife where it was, Yomogi walked over to the stove. I picked up the knife out of curiosity. It was considerably heavy. Its weight was much greater than I imagined from its appearance. Oh, it's the I was going to say, if that's a brand, if that's a survival knife, well, that's quite if that is a real brand in Japan, it's pretty generic. But yeah, it'd be hilarious if that was, if it was a knife company they sponsored this game in some way. Also, it makes me think of, it's been a while since I've seen it. I don't think it's quite like the one that Crocodile Dundee has. That's not a knife. This is a knife. One of the best lines. I mean, you could argue for better, for better lines, but it's one of the best lines in a movie. It's been a long time since I've seen that movie. The overall length was about 34.5 centimeters. I'm glad she can gauge that from just looking at it. The blade itself was about 20 centimeters in length. The blade was thick, about 5 millimeters at the blunt end. That makes sense. It's like a combat knife used by French mercenary troops. Okay. French Mercenary Legion, aka French Foreign Legion, a unit in the French army created in 1831 by Louis Philippe, the then king of the French. The purpose of its creation was to reduce wartime casualties amongst native French soldiers by using mercenaries from other countries and foreign nationals instead. The Mercenary Legion troops know not of the word surrender, nor are they taught how to act when captured. They are trained to fight to the death. The Mercenary Legion has fought in many conflicts such as the French conquest of Algeria, the Indochina War, and Algerian Civil War. Many foreign soldiers lost their lives in these conflicts. Even now, any French troops dispatched overseas are almost always from the Mercenary Legion. They were recently deployed in areas such as Afghanistan and Kosovo. Some actual history.
おい、危ないから気をつけろよ。
Yomogi noticed that I had taken out the knife without permission, told me to take care.
怪我するぞ。
大丈夫ですよ。
Don't worry so much. I know how to deal with knives all the time. Be funny if that's exactly what she was saying. Yeah. Yomogi, I wish you told me that Uni was standing right behind me there. That would have been good information. You okay? You okay, Uni? You're not answering me. I don't think he's okay. Actually, makes me think of that scene from Star Wars when Luke gets the lightsaber for the first time. I'm not making any progress in this. I'm talking too much. It's kind of the point a little bit, but when he first pops out the lightsaber, it looks like it's fixing to cut Obi-Wan's head off, or 3PO's. I can't remember which one, but it looks like it comes like within just that much of cutting somebody's head off. I softly touched the blade of the knife. The chilly coolness transferred to my fingers.
それにしてもすごいナイフですね。
あ、歯に触れるんじゃない。せっかく拭いたばかりなのに。指の油がつくじゃないか。
ごめんなさい。
Tried to apologize in that instant. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. So Satoru's gonna wake up, be like, I feel a very sharp pain in my eye, almost as if I was rubbing the sleep out of it with a knife. Oh, I was rubbing the sleep out of it with a knife. Shit. That would be awkward. When I came to it, Sumi was standing in front of me. What was that? Why would I automatically think he would be sleepy, though, after the transfer? Looks like they're waking up. Although Kokoro woke up in his body twice. So I guess that kind of makes sense that I would think that, sort of. But, yeah, that's not how it works. Flustered, I looked at the alarm clock above the bed. It was 6:03. As I turned to look at Sumi, I had suddenly grasped my arm. Her face had a ghastly expression. No, more of anxiety.
しましたか？
何かね、こう胸騒ぎがするの。
胸騒ぎ？
Sumi nodded slightly.
嫌な予感が。例えば、そう。今にも地震が来そうな気配。見た。
地震
Oops.
ですか？
It's a pretty accurate feeling.
私の気のせいならいいんだけど。
ここって北海道ですよね。
そうよ。稚内の沖合の島。
北海道って地震多いんですか？私のイメージでは地震イコール東海地方って感じがして。
地震は日本中起こるわ。北海道でも大きな被害を出した地震が発生してる。奥尻島の地震とかね。
Okushiri earthquake. That's probably the better way to do it. With the arrow keys. Now onto the southwest of Hokkaido, off the western edge of the Oshima Peninsula. It's severely damaged in the southwestern Hokkaido earthquake that struck in July of 1993. Heisei 5. Is Heisei 5 the category of it, sort of? Say it like it's a tornado. Or hurricane. L5. Category. Yeah, okay. L5 is tornado. Category is hurricane. Richter scale. Yeah, right? Yeah. That's what we... Yeah, that's what we do. Yeah. Remember hearing about that earthquake? With the kind of smile Utsumi said?
気のせいだったらいいの。不安にさせたら謝るわ。
Well, to be honest, I hope it is your imagination.
いいえ。
Nah, I'm cool if you're right. Let the ground shake.
また冬川さんになったのね。
This time I answered with a yes. It felt as if the floor had disappeared. My body floated as if it were falling. No big tremor, it's an earthquake.
やっぱり。
Caught the staggering Utsumi in my arms. Huddling together, two of us crouched to protect ourselves from falling objects. Crashing sounds came from things falling in the kitchen. This was probably a pretty severe one. It's going to be a lot of trouble to clean up. The moment I had thought that, I had that thought. Along with the ear splitting sounds, all the lights disappeared. The earthquake caused a blackout. We heard a scream from a distance. It was Uni's voice. Hattori was probably screaming voicelessly as well. Within the violent shaking, Yusumi tried to stand. I grabbed onto her arm.
今歩き回っては危険です。でもあの子たちが揺れが収まったら行ってあげましょう。
The intense tremor settled down after about 30 seconds. Sumi stands up to snap to her feet and flies out of the room. Followed after her. Oh crap. Oh crap. A choice here? Well, Uni screamed, but then again, it was an earthquake and he's a kid. So it would scare him. Hattori is having a medical emergency. One of them's having a medical emergency. Don't check on them. Check on the right one first. It would be bad. Oh crap. Uni.
私、ユニの方見てきます。
Yusumi nodded without turning and ran towards the hotel. Okay, good. We're both checking them out. Good.
ユニ、無事。
Came flying into Uni's room. He was crouching in the corner of the room with a blanket pulled over his head. It was like when we first met in this room. Face distorted in terror, large teardrops flowing from his eyes.
怖いよ。怖いよ。心。もう大丈夫。大丈夫だから。
He may be remembering the plane crash. The sensation of falling with a sudden jerk was similar to the gravity loss on the airplane.
僕を一人ぼっちにしないでよ。大丈夫だよ。ここにいる。手繋いでてあげるから。
I gripped onto Uni's palm firmly with my hand. Just like at that time in the crash.
あなたは心じゃないよ。
Crying Uni clung to
怖
me.
かったよ。泣かないで。泣かないで。大丈夫だからね。
Still crying, Uni hugged me tight. Rubbed his small back again
ユ
and
ニ君は
again.
無事だった。
Okay, looks like both of them were okay, good. Sumi had entered the room. She was gently holding Hattori's shoulder. Hattori's face was blue, but it didn't seem like she was injured.
なんとか無事です。
A somewhat relieved look had appeared on Sumi's face, but her expression was still still.
でもまだ安心はできないわ。
I mean, this stuff right here, this is another reason why they don't need to not have any sort of... This is why they need some sort of communication, equipment. It's emergencies and stuff that happen naturally. Say that, Curly. Naturally. But, I mean, you just need a way of communicating to people in case anything happens. Don't make any sense to me.
どうしてですか？
津波が来ないとも限らないから。
津波？
That's another thing. What? They're on an island, right? Yeah, Spia's on an island. Yeah. There's a lot of shit that can go down. Why does it have any way to communicate? It doesn't make any sense. The image of a tsunami in the sea during winter didn't connect to me. I mean, I guess it's bad for property values and stuff, being next to an asylum, but asylum needs a phone or something. A radio.
奥尻の地震では津波によって大きな被害が出ている。
Oh. I guess that's what makes them not be able to run off into the woods, though.
アオサギ島も地理的に同じような位置関係にある。安心はできないわ。
Hattori grabbed onto Utsumi's arm with anxiety on her face, while gently stroking her head.
大丈夫よ。私が守ってあげるからね。最後までちゃんと。
I thought they were on an island, honestly.
僕たち死んじゃうの？そんなわけないでしょ。絶対に平気だよ。
Feeling Nini's hand shaking, I clasped it
津
tightly
波
once
を
more.
防ぐ手立てはないんですか？高いところに登るとか。時計台はどうかな。あそこなら。
Sumi shook her head from side to side.
登る方法がわからないの。
え？わからない？
ええ。有機堂くんなら知ってるかもしれないけど。
However, Satoru's personality isn't
そ
here
れ
right
じゃ
now.
津波が来ないことを祈るしかないってこと？
そうなるわ。
In slower cases, it can take a tsunami over 10 minutes to come. In the darkness, we made our way to the living area mostly by touch. Because the living area had a large window, it was slightly brighter there. Huh. Guess that would make sense. If they were on an island, that would be, a tsunami would be a legitimate concern. Hadn't thought of that. To be honest, I never have actually felt an earthquake before. Guess that's a good thing. That is a good thing. And I know that people have said they could feel like very small ones, but it's from like 100, 200 miles away. Be honest, maybe it happened, I just didn't notice it or something. But definitely nowhere near the coast, so that a tsunami would definitely not be what I would think of first. Tinware had scattered on the floor of the kitchen and living area in the shock of the earthquake. There were also broken objects there, things like kitchen knives had fallen too, so it was dangerous. Looking at it made me once again realize that a huge earthquake had occurred. Television was still plugged in to the power supply, but the blackout had made the screen go dark. Can they get television reception? I ain't got no phone, but if they can pick up TV, that's pretty crazy, I think. We're unable to obtain any information. With me holding on to Yuni's trembling shoulder, we gathered ourselves together and held our breath. Thinking we might be able to hear the sound of a tsunami approaching, we strained our ears. 10 or so minutes that passed felt like an eternity. What we heard was only the roaring of the raging snowstorm. The ominous sound of an approaching wave never arrived.
僕たち助かったのかな。
He called me Kokoron. He had only ever called me that when he was scared, but it made me really happy whenever he called me Kokoron. Grasping his hand, I opened my mouth. Couldn't stay together until the end of the time of the crash. We're together now, right? That's what I intended to say. However, my consciousness was cut off there. That's strange. Feel like maybe we died somehow? On one end or the other? But gonna have to find out if we did so in the next episode. Yeah. Just curious. Anyway, I do hope you folks enjoyed, and I shall see you in the next one. Farewell there.